Sometimes we are going to pot on things, and I don't think we're here to necessarily have a side or an opinion. We just here to have an open forum and conversation. Sometimes we just here to talk.
Bourbon Boys.
Do the knowledge, nigga.
Do the knowledge.
We are here for a joyous occasion.
Yeah.
This is the pilot episode of Somewhere in the Middle, featuring Brother James.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
And Art.
We're in the building, people.
Yeah.
I will let these gentlemen introduce themselves and let you know what we're about to experience. Let's go.
How you doing, people? It is your favorite man of God. Hallelujah. Brother James. Hey, I ain't seen y'all in a minute. And I would like to welcome you to our pilot episode of Somewhere in the Middle, because what we're explaining is not a typical stance that you would have in the world today. So you know how people try to tell you, hey, you got to pick a side. You got to be on this side. You got to be on that side. But it's so much deeper than just being on one side or another. So in Somewhere in the Middle, we'll be exploring the space between extremes, where real life actually happens. Somewhere in the Middle is a thought-provoking and controversial pod that examines the gray areas in life: culture, politics, relationships, faith, and personal growth. In a world that often demands people to choose sides, this show embraces nuance, curiosity, and understanding. Hosted by my brother Art and your favorite man of God, Brother James, we will be given a relatable and insightful voice, where each episode will dive into topics that affect everyday people, seeking common ground rather than division, through personal stories, interviews, and honest, thought-provoking discussions. Somewhere in the Middle challenges listeners to think critically, listen deeply, and recognize that truth is often found between opposing viewpoints. Whether discussing family, finances, race, religion, mental resilience, social issues, or the challenges of modern life, the goal is not to tell people what to think, but to encourage meaningful conversations that bring people together. We're going to be finding balance in a polarized world, understanding multiple perspectives, personal responsibility and community, growth and dialogue, the realities of middle-class America that we all live in.
That shit don't exist no more.
It's almost gone, people.
It's almost gone.
And faith, doubt, purpose, relationships, and what we doing right now, human connection.
Hey.
So welcome
Welcome.
to Somewhere in the Middle.
Welcome to Somewhere in the Middle.
Brother James, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere, Brother James 14. That's on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can find me everywhere, Brother James 14. Or on Facebook, YouTube, it's just Brother James. You can find me there posting content. Also, I also have a pod called The Walking Contradiction on the Bourbon Boys Network. That's a solo show where I just get up in there and I just be talking. So y'all come over to the Bourbon Boys.
You be talking your shit though.
I be talking about stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I be talking about stuff, but I just be talking too. You know what I'm saying? Just, I be hearing it back like, man, look at this man just going. You know what I'm saying? But y'all can check that out on the Bourbon Boys Network.
Do the knowledge, nigga.
That is a Patreon. Is that a Patreon exclusive? Well, no, it's available on Spotify.
No, it's available on Spotify. It's available anywhere you listen to podcasts. Right. It's available on Apple. The only way you get to it on Apple is to go subscribe to the Patreon.
That's right.
Which is free.
Mm-hmm.
And
for now.
Do the knowledge, nigga.
And you can get the Apple link over there. Art, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on IG, Facebook. I'll be on TikTok soon at hometeam.art, hometeam.art. And I just want to say, if you tuned in, man, thank you for embarking on this journey with me and Brother James. Be patient with us. I promise you that we will provide some content that you will enjoy.
Absolutely.
Hey, hit the genchies. I'm so proud. I got these gentlemen here, right here. All right, let's get into this first topic here. Would you guys like to explain, or should I just get into the clip? This is, what's the brother's name?
Julian Brown.
This is Julian Brown talking about
Plastiline.
Plastiline. Oh yeah,
Plastiline.
This the guy that they want to definitely get up out of here, especially with what's going on.
He is a gem though. This guy.
No, he definitely is. Let's see what he got to say.
So how can we?
Oh shit.
Other way. I looked up. How can we recycle plastic in other ways? There's 2 ways that popped up. It said incineration, like burning it. And I'm like, well, that's not a good solution. I mean, we already see that happening. Air pollution is horrible. And then it said pyrolysis. So what is that? Pyrolysis. In Greek, it broke it down. Pyro and lysis. Pyro means heat. Lysis means to break apart with heat. And I'm like, isn't that just burning something? But it said no. Breaking something apart in the absence of oxygen with heat, rather. And I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with plastic? So then I started to think in my head, I'm like, okay, first of all, what is plastic, right? It's made of petroleum. And we all seen it. That's why it burns so well. As a matter of fact, on a chemical level, it's essentially the solid form of crude oil. And just like how we all know, a solid is the most dense form, meaning it has the most energy in it. I did research. And I was like, plastic is made of petroleum. And then I found this chart that showed the energy bonds of plastic versus gasoline versus diesel. And then it turned out plastic has more energy in it than the fuel that we have in this world. And then I was like, whoa. I was starting to get a little bit confused now because I'm like, if this is so common knowledge, I can just look this up. How come we, for one, don't all know about this and we aren't doing this? But then I tied it back in because then I said, okay, so plastic is made of petroleum. Now you're talking about you can recycle plastic through pyrolysis. And then in pyrolysis, guess what? You turn that plastic back into crude oil, back into fuel. That's what pyrolysis is. And then now it all started to click together and make sense. Now I'm like, now this sounds like the proper type of recycling, turning plastic, not burning it or turning it into rugs, but turning it into an actual useful and valuable item. Because the number one reason why we don't recycle plastic is because it's cheaper to just make new plastic. And then you get better quality plastic anyway when you make it fresh from new plastic anyway. So it makes no sense to recycle. But if we can turn this into a valuable item that we know is so valuable because we go to war and kill each other over it, now that makes sense. And it actually made me even more upset in that moment when I found that out, because I'm like, at this point, I'm 17 years old, in high school, in welding class, just looking stuff up on Google. And I'm like, why is this something I have to go after to look up? Why aren't we already just doing this in the world? So then that made me say, I'm building one. And so then I looked up.
Man.
So with that being the first topic, where are we going with this one, gentlemen?
I'll take this one. So I found this guy last year, Julian, and it's interesting because you don't really realize how desensitized you are in terms of what's going on when you think that it's something that's not like something that's going to manifest it, something like that. Like my first thought was like, oh, he'll be dead in a year. And I was like, that's fucked up to think, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, he has his hands on something that could get him killed.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right. So, and then it popped back up in my life because my aunt, she's a cancer survivor, right? And she's a nurse. And she survived cancer.
Hey,
and
kudos to that. Let me get the judges for it.
And the first thing she said to us, she was like, yo, get rid of all your plastic. Julian popped in my head immediately. Because plastic is like one of the number one components that will activate the cancer cell.
Really?
Yeah. So
now we talking.
So when I thought about that, I said, damn, let me go back and see where this kid is at. And then I'm like, I started looking him up again. And he was like, people are following me. Helicopters are hovering above me.
Yep, I remember
in
that.
the middle of nowhere.
Man.
And I'm like, they're about to kill this kid, bro. Because he's literally, he turned plastic into something that he can, like something that we can utilize and actually get rid of it. Because we don't get rid of plastic.
Right.
What we do is we burn it up into make it into small particles, and it's in the air. It gets in the water. It gets in the food. It gets in all of everything. Right. So it's like it never really goes anywhere.
Right.
So I'm like, this is a problem because you see we all see commercials where they pulling sea turtles out of the ocean and they got a 6-pack of Pepsi wrapped around their neck. And it's like, I don't really think about it. I don't give it too much thought. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, poor sea turtle. But when Julian said something, he like, yo, every human being in that lifetime consumes plastic. That's an issue. Every single human being.
Every single day, too.
Every single day. Yeah. So it's like, this shit is real. And like the government, corporations are ignoring it because they don't want to deal with it. Right? Because I guess the fatality numbers are not high enough where they have to deal with it.
Or they're reporting to it to be accurate.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I just been following this kid and I'm like, he's come up with this solution. And then the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, so he's still alive. He's still blogging. I saw him fill up the Scat Pack. Then I saw him come back and fill up the Rolls Royce. And I'm just like, what is this about to manifest into? Like, you feel like, are they going to try to like ignore him because he's gotten so big and widely known to the point where you can't just really off him? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so I just found it very interesting that this kid has found something that's life changing, because we know we go through a society where every time somebody come up with something life changing that doesn't agree with big money, they disappear or some shit like
out
that.
of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, right?
Nigga.
And you don't really dig into it too deep because it's like, I don't want a bullseye on my back.
Right.
I feel like somebody watching me for watching this.
Yeah, nah,
You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
Always feels like.
but I'm to the point where it's like, I hope it turns into something. I hope that someone can get behind him, because I know that the co-founder of Reddit gave him 100 grand.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that there's people out there that's noticing him, and I know the powers that be, they see him. I don't know that they know what they're gonna do with it yet. I just hope that he gets to a point where he could get where if like some studies feel like, if maybe a car can only run on it for a few days or something like that before something goes bad. I hope that he gets enough funding to where this can be really viable and it can really change mankind.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? And I feel like not enough people at the barbershop is talking about this.
Right.
Not enough of us.
Yeah, we're not talking about this. Like all black people should know who Julian is.
Yeah. I just found out who he was the other day when you sent me the clips.
Yeah.
That's when I found out who he was.
Yeah, I feel like, and that's why I'm like, I've been wanting to talk about this. I think that what made me just have the confidence to talk about it, because I think he just did an interview like a month ago on, I think it was Earn Your Leisure or something like that.
Yeah, that was where that clip was from.
Yeah, from Earn Your Leisure. And that's what gave me the confidence to be like, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this, because he's gaining some traction.
Yeah.
And it's not always about who finds it first. It's about us including in our conversation to where now we all are aware of it and aware of him. Like, he deserves our awareness.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I'm at
Do
with
the
it.
knowledge, nigga.
Absolutely, man. And what I could say about him, to like come from another angle, what got me with him was he said he was looking up all this information on Google. He just found all of this stuff up, and he was saying this was open research. This wasn't nothing hard to find. This wasn't nothing hard to discover. He said he just looked up on Google, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So what he is an example of people utilizing their resources and then actually going to like make it happen. You know what I'm saying? He materialized it and then made it happen. He actually figured out what he needed to do to build a machine to burn the plastic down to where it's in a pure gas form. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, when you have people that actually take action, you see it can literally be world-changing, life-changing things.
Yeah.
So like, that was what he was even the story just witnessing that was inspiring me just to see, because I think he's only like 22 now. You know what I mean?
23, yeah.
Yeah, 23 years old, and it's like he started developing this when he was 17. You know what I'm saying? Just by doing like doing the knowledge, studying, researching, finding out what it is. So it was real
Do the
inspiring to
knowledge,
see.
nigga.
And then also too, what she was even saying, like the fact that he's still around and he's a black kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he took this, and I found out too when you were saying hopefully they go somewhere with it. I think he's getting plastiline stations built in Alabama right now. Like they actually like are
really?
Yeah, they're about to actually build stations where it's ran on 100% plastiline.
Plastiline, yeah.
And so like
And
then,
it's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. And then think about this too. Like you said, you can use discarded plastic for this. And think about when you was talking about, I'm like, that's good because we have oceans full
Of
of
plastic.
discarded plastic.
Yeah.
So it's like we actually have something that can, because you know, as far as like
Lakes
oil,
too.
yeah. And oil and gas being like a non-renewable resource.
Yeah.
The thing about plastic, I think plastic is, well, I won't say it's a renewable resource, but it's something that can constantly keep being made.
Yeah.
And so the fact that, okay, instead of us just throwing it away, okay, we can actually put this towards, powering people's vehicles. And then, like you said, actually utilizing and using it so that way it won't get particles in the air and then eventually to our body. Because I can only imagine when you said that plastic doesn't really melt or go away, even when you burn it, and it turns into particles. I can only imagine how much plastic we've ingested throughout our lives.
Yeah. It's scary, bro.
Yeah.
It's scary. I just like the fact that he lived with his moms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a backyard setup. He almost killed himself with the backyard setup, and then he had to move and go somewhere in, I think, Alabama, because I think he's from like Duluth, Georgia, or something like that. And he had to go to Alabama to a bigger site where they had better equipment. You know what I mean? But he bet his life on this.
Yeah.
And that, to me, like I'm big on purpose. So it's like I think that, and it appears, because you never know until you know for real.
Yeah.
So I just hope that it's something that really pans out to be something that can help us.
Yeah.
Because it appears to be. You know?
Right.
But it's not getting enough negative. Like, I think something real when it gets negative feedback or negative press.
Well, it was getting a negative pushback at first, just because people weren't necessarily believing in him and what he was doing.
Okay.
But then when he started showing and proving, that's when he was saying, "Oh, I'm getting the phone calls. People are looking for me." He went and disappeared, and then he popped back up, and now he back moving around again. And so that begs me to ask, like, well, did them people come see you, talk to you, did X, Y, and Z with you, yada, yada, yada. Now you feel safe enough to come back outside and talk about X, Y, and Z? Because this is kind of like, this is reminiscent to me of, and I know this analogy sounds wild, but just follow me. Marijuana was outlawed in this country because of a few things. The main thing was because hemp comes from the plant of marijuana. You can make clothes out of hemp. You can make paper out of hemp. Ha ha ha. The main thing you can really make out of hemp is a fossil fuel. And this is right around the time of the beginning of industrialism in this country. Well, guess who was the main proprietor of hemp or marijuana this side of the continent? It was the Mexicans. And they were coming north of the border with it and growing marijuana, this, that, and the third. And that's why them people were like, no, we're not fucking with that. We're running on coal. This kind of goes back to corn oil. Like, we're not going to use this cheap source, this what seems to be the cleaner, renewable source to power and fund the economy, because that's not what we want. Like, you guys are speaking to me what sounds like well wishes. If I was to play devil's advocate and look at it from a different way, why the fuck would I want to make this shit cheap for y'all? Why would I want to make it easy for y'all? I'm not here to do that. I control the game. I want you to buy at a particular price, so it puts you a particular price margin. This is what I'm going to do. People like this young man is a disruptor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're disrupting shit.
Yeah.
Now, the only time you go from being a disruptor to being a contributor is when we can see an actual viable way to use what you're bringing to the forefront and use it to our advantage.
And that's probably what's happening.
And I think that might be what's happening because of all the data centers going up and how much those are powered by gas turbines, this, that, and the third, and how much people are already talking about, well, these gas turbines and how much power they use and all the pollution they're putting back in the air, this, that, and the third. Well, maybe this is a cleaner source of energy to use towards that. But see, the problem with this product is this. We don't have years and years and years of research and knowledge behind how this affects the world,
The climate.
the environment. So while he is doing something that looks like it's great, in the meantime, I don't want to diminish that, we don't have long-term research to say, well, we know this is actually good for us in a particular type of way, just because we just don't have the research, and those people don't seem to be letting you or letting anyone do the research about that. It's not being clinically tested. It's not being rapidly tested by MIT and all these different places that we usually send stuff to get tested and battle approved. And so while I do think this is a great thing, on the other side of that, I don't think it fits into the narrative of what the American economy is, which is
what big money wants.
exactly
I mean,
it's
but-
exploration.
You know what though? The twist I can see with that is they could get their hands on this. They could actually have him basically like, I guess, sell them the rights to this, and then they could control the prices the same way they do gasoline.
Exactly. But see, here goes the thing. Would they do it in a way that's cost effective for us or cost
No,
effective
for them.
Well, then we're back into the same pigeonhole that we're in.
Man,
Because gasoline right now, like gasoline's through the roof, right? But what I can tell you is right now, come July in Illinois, there's an 85% tax on gasoline. So if I go look at the gas pump and gas is $4.85, I know that 85% of that is a state tax. And so that's what I'm saying. Like all the powers that be and the people that control this, that, and the third, are they going to really play ball and let the consumer buy at a price point that's not crippling them? I think the big companies have come to see over the past couple of years, especially since the pandemic and during the pandemic, no matter what the price is, the American customer is always going to meet that price. Whether they got to claw, scrape, scratch, steal, and kill for it, they're going to do it. And that's the problem. It's the willingness of the consumer to buy into said product, no matter the price margin. But, you know, Jinchi's for him.
yeah.
Jinchi's for him. That was a good topic. I like that because, you know, a lot of people aren't familiar with him and aren't familiar with what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it is something that needs to be talked about. And just in the black community, this is someone who needs to be championed.
Right, absolutely.
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 Let me get to the notes so I can get to our
Young
second
guy. That's a
Yeah, he's young, man.
Well, the young folk are always going to be the courageous folk because they're ignorant to the world and how it really works. So they're going to always move a particular type of way. Now, we have
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, very true.
I think Pac said something about that.
Yeah.
Like he was saying that, you know, you have to fight when you're young. Cause
Yeah.
when your consciousness set in, you won't do it.
Yeah. When that
That's
flame
real.
when that flame is burning real bright.
Yeah.
No,
That's-
absolutely.
Oh, that's real right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, we've got another clip queued up, and I will go ahead and get this one started for us. Let's go.
To this relationship with Jason Tatum, based off of what he said, this is his favorite year. You got knocked out in the first round. The Boston Celtics, one of the top two most storied franchises, if not the most storied franchise in the history of basketball annals, lost a 3-1 lead for the first time in its history, in its postseason history. And its star this season, and one of its top two preeminent stars over the last 7 years, goes on camera 24 hours after losing. Not 6 months, not 8 months, not the next season. 24 hours after losing a 3-1 lead, and says this is his favorite, was his favorite year.
3 games at home.
3 games at home. Now, you can't do that. And oh, by the way, you want me to make it worse, Mike Wilbon? Kendrick Perkins just pointed out that Jason Tatum hasn't appeared on Jaylen Brown's program. You know where Jason Tatum was?
That's so messy, bro.
Right here on First Take.
That's so messy.
Jason Tatum. So in other words, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum showed up on First Take before he showed up on your damn show.
Petty ass nigga.
Bro, that's
Petty
so
ass
messy,
nigga.
bro.
And then this is stuff that just flying over your head. You think nobody notices that hasn't happened? You're saying it's the year that Jason Tatum was down with an Achilles tear is your favorite year? Yeah. The year that Jason Tatum had to sit out, this closeout Game 7 because of the injury he incurred in Game 6. That's your favorite year? The year that you lose 3-1. Of all the stars in the history of the Boston Celtics, you the only one because you were driving a bus. Ain't nobody pointing to Jason Tatum. He was sitting.
Right.
He was sitting. He was in street clothes. You the only one. The only star in the history of the Boston Celtics that ever lost a 3-1 lead and surrendered it, and that's your favorite year. Why? Because you and your teammates developed better chemistry and camaraderie? You understand what I'm saying? Because you always came in first.
Team game.
What's
Right.
the remedy
Given all
What you
these
supposed
things
to do
you're
when
pointing
he's
I'm
out,
with
when
you.
he's hurt?
That's
Like,
why I brought up.
All right, let's get Stephen A. Smith.
you
the
supposed
fuck
to
outta
not
here.
develop better chemistry with your teammates? Like, what the?
So
They didn't even watch the stream, bro. They didn't even watch the stream. They watched like little snippets of the stream.
Uh-huh.
I actually watched the stream.
Yeah.
And the thing is that he said, Jaylen Brown specifically said, this was my favorite year because when we came into this year, we were expected to do nothing. And I watched these young players grow every day. I watched us overcome. I watched us prove them wrong. The people who thought that we couldn't accomplish anything this year. So I've seen the growth. I've watched players grow. I've been able to be in a leadership position to where I've been able to help players come out of their shell. And I'm just happy with what we accomplished in the year that they called a gap year. Right. And they took that. They cut up 30 seconds of that and made him the most selfish man
Bruh.
in the NBA.
Bruh.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. You see why context is so important, bro?
bro, it's so important. I watched the Gills Arena, them have a whole debate, and all of them not even watch it.
Oh wow.
We're debating over some shit we didn't even watch.
well, that's kind of back to my point of us living in the air fryer era.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants everything quick. They want to digest it quick. But back to what Brother James has said, context. Context is everything. And so even with something like this, I just feel like the boy Stephen A. Smith, as per usual, you have a problem with someone who happens to be a player because you don't be seeming to have no type of conflict with anyone who I would say is in your same arena on the same level.
Yeah.
The last person you had a problem with in your arena on the same level, you disappeared them to oblivion. And I'm talking about Skip Bayless.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, what about Jason Whitlock?
Whitlock don't count because he wasn't never on Stephen A. Smith's level.
I get what
Yeah,
you're
he
saying.
got rid of Max Kellerman too.
He sure
You
did.
got rid of Max. Max
Yeah.
disappeared. That nigga back doing boxing for motherfucking
Yeah.
Netflix.
It was kind of crazy. Remember when that happened? They was like, they wasn't even lying about it. They was like honest about it. Well, he doesn't fit here anymore, so we getting him. I was like,
Yeah,
dang.
yeah, they don't-
Yeah. But go ahead, continue what you were
I mean,
saying.
just my whole thing about Stephen A. Smith is coon.
Yeah,
for
bro.
sure.
This coon. This
Yeah.
coon. This all this shit. All this Humpty Dumpty shit you doing with the political shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just moving a particular type of way. And my thing is, you are moving sternly on subjects that aren't really that serious.
Yeah.
Like sports is entertainment. Entertainment isn't to be taken that serious. It's only taken that serious because of the people who watch it and their feelings for it.
Yeah.
But sports ain't really moving no needle.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're diving into the political side of things with the same type of energy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like I don't necessarily know your education like that, and you might be well versed and educated on said things, but I
No,
don't
he
necessarily.
not.
But I don't think I don't think he necessarily has the experience in that arena
Yeah.
to talk about different said entities, whether he's right or wrong, the way he's been doing it.
Well, not he's a spokesperson though. So like you know how like the president basically is like the face.
Yeah, like a mascot.
Right. So that's Stephen A. They gave him that $100 million. They was like, hey, I feel like this was all included in that contract. I don't believe that was just a sports Disney thing. That was like, hey, I mean, well, they was like, yo, this is the way we want you to go.
Well, you said the right word.
Yeah.
Sports take out. This is a Disney thing.
Yeah.
And so if Disney can prop up and put money into a candidate
Right.
for the United States of America, this does nothing for them on the back end but make them money. Let's say
Exactly.
he tries to make a presidential run, doesn't get it, comes back to Disney. Everyone's going to be coming to watch him.
Exactly.
This is the same equivalent of when Trump was on Fox motherfucking News for 4 years running his campaign up until the 2020 or the last election, I should say.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. And the thing is too, when you need somebody to be a representation of the stuff that you're trying to get across, you need somebody who's well spoken. You need somebody who know how to talk noise. You need somebody who know how to cause conflict, which is something that he is an expert at.
Right.
He is an expert at pulling up, digging up dirt, and causing conflict. Like, and it's he's been doing this his whole career, but like it seemed like a switch turn. You know what I'm saying, when it came to him signing this contract, because now, like you said, it's not just sports that he's attacking. He's attacking like the very morality of people. You get what I'm saying? And then even when there's like Jaylen Brown, when he had addressed Stephen A., He was like, why would you even bring up Tatum? He had nothing to do.
Nothing.
With what was going on with what I was saying. And then you over saying, oh, he showed up here before he showed up on your show. So now you over here trying to create beef between teammates. You know what I'm saying? You try to create conflict between them.
People have been doing that their whole entire career together. That's just what they've been doing. This is the same shit they did with Mike and Scotty when it was the Bulls. This is the same shit you did with Bron, Dwayne Wade when he first went down there.
Kobe and Shaq.
But what I appreciate about this era, because Stephen A. even said it, he was like, well, he ain't wait to say nothing 6 months later. 24 hours after. What I appreciate about this era is that Jaylen Brown can actually address him now.
Yeah.
He has a platform where he can be like, yo, you can't just go on TV and just like slander somebody or make up narratives, you know what I'm saying, without them addressing and getting back at you.
Well, I think for a long time, athletes or entertainers have been able to defend themselves in a particular type of way. I just think in those times it was taboo to do such.
Right.
And now it's 2026 and your next door neighbor with the right opinion is going to catch wind and it creates a wildfire. And now they're known for that opinion on said subject that might be hot for the next 72 hours.
Yeah.
And so Jaylen Brown, who's basically just pulling the Draymond Green, you know what I'm saying, by podding or streaming.
The new media.
Yeah, just doing that after, said events or basketball games or whatever sports events that they're participating in. He's getting his shit off.
Yeah.
And a lot of these athletes, they're coming into money and they're moving in particular type of ways where they're like, hey, you just can't talk to me no particular type of way.
Yeah.
And so I just find it funny that Stephen A. Smith is steady having these back and forth with these players, these NBA players, particularly. It's like, you don't do this shit. Like, even if you talk bad about football players, you don't do the back and forth with them like this.
Right.
There's something about particular basketball players.
Black players.
Black. I was just about to say that.
I didn't even want to say the black player shit because when it comes to the NBA, there's not too many white players to attack. What are you going to say? Like, you going to talk bad about Tyler Hero?
It's a black thing,
That
bro.
shit ain't moving no needle.
It's a black, and I think that a lot of black internet personalities, I don't know if this is the conversations with the higher ups. It's like there's a need to over criticize black athletes to seem unbiased.
Yep.
To appear unbiased.
Yep.
Well, that's like the black cop in the white
I
suburb.
was just about to say that.
Yeah, that's like the black
Yeah,
cop.
I got to go harder on you because I got these white people watching me.
Yeah.
My thing with Stephen A is that most people don't know Stephen A got on telling on Iverson. That's how he got on.
Really?
Yeah, he used to follow Iverson around.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do the knowledge, nigga.
That's how he got on ESPN and all that shit.
Really?
He was Iverson's like personal reporter. Like I think he worked for the 76ers or something like that.
What?
He got on telling Iverson business. They fell out about that shit. And then they made up. But this is what he's always been messy. And the thing is that, the NBA media has always been a type of media that is not built on journalism. It's always been like some weird BET shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about X's and O's, bro. It's not about X's and O's.
Right.
It's like who let Gilbert Arenas bring a gun in the locker room. It's like,
oh my God.
This is not, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a predominantly black league too.
It is a predominantly black league, but at the end of the day, it's like just because it's predominantly black doesn't mean that they don't deserve real journalism.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And
right.
I think that like Jaylen Brown, I'm a huge Jaylen Brown fan, so I won't even act like I'm not. Jaylen Brown said the reason why he even started streaming is because he said NBA media is so lazy. And the thing about it is that they create these narratives. Like you can say Jaylen Brown doesn't have the shoe contracts. He doesn't have the endorsements. It's because y'all don't give him credit for anything.
Right.
Okay, y'all determine what the kids like by celebrating players, bro.
That's a fact.
You feel what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
Like you tell kids Shea is good all day, every day, they're gonna wake up thinking Shea is good, even if they don't see it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You say something long enough, like the narrative is the truth. You know this shit,
Man.
bro. So it's like Jaylen Brown, like I did this because I have to advocate for myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and no matter what I do good, y'all always gonna talk about what I do bad. It's always gonna be about somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna be in trade talk. So you know, even when I'm having the season of my life, you're gonna have like, bro, I'm a big Jaylen Brown fan.
Man.
All I see, Jaylen Brown went off this year. All I saw in the comments was, oh, he still doesn't have a left hand, or he still doesn't have this.
Bro.
They're still gonna trade him for Giannis. Like, I'm just like, bro, this nigga's having a top 5 year, bro.
Was he even in the MVP conversation?
Yes. He was in
Okay,
the
because
MVP.
I'm like, he should have been. If I didn't know if he was or not, but I was like, he should have been. But they
Bro.
wasn't speaking about how he was like, bro. The fact that the Celtics was like a top, was it top two?
Two seed.
Two-
they
Well,
was right
with-
here.
especially with their circumstance. Or
I do
Jason
have
Tatum having a
I
Achilles
do have
tear?
a feeling about that.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion: the East is weak as fuck. It's weak
I
as
don't,
fuck.
I don't know if we can say that anymore.
Tyrese Halliburton not there, and he was giving all you niggas a problem.
Okay.
When he was
Cleveland is
around.
nice.
Cleveland's not nice. We just saw them niggas fall apart. They not
Well,
nice.
well,
In
the
the
Knicks
Western
was just
Conference
nice.
Finals?
The Knicks was just in the
You can
Eastern
fall
Conference
apart on
Finals.
them.
Giannis-
You can fall apart in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Giannis and them not real.
No.
The Heat
No.
not real.
No.
And so after I give you those teams, there's nobody really to talk about. We only talking about really 5 good teams in the East. What,
sure.
Oh, and I'm sorry, you got the Pistons. I'm sorry, you got the Pistons. So 6.
sure.
There's 8 teams that make the playoffs.
That's a
well,
good-
there's 10 now.
That's
So
a good conference,
so
bro.
4. No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not better than the West.
No, it's not. I
I
didn't say
mean,
that. I didn't say
Out
that.
of the West, those 10 teams that made between the play-in and the top team.
Just because the West is a everyday struggle doesn't mean that the East is weak.
So
bro.
you said
They-
they made the play in. So you said you think the Blazers is good?
I think the Blazers could have beat damn near 4 out of 5 teams in the East.
I
You're
disagree.
in a
wild.
7-game
wild.
series.
I disagree.
You're wild.
You're not being real
You're
about
wild.
that.
No,
No, but
They're not gonna be the Hornets.
Let me finish.
They're
my
not gonna be the Hornets.
Let me finish my
Man.
statement. They gave San Antonio issues in the first round, did they not?
No.
I don't even think the Blazers
They
made
won 2 games and won 6. So with that being said,
okay.
if they gave Wemby and them problems, the same team we're watching Shea go 7 games with in the West, you put that same team in the East, put them up against the Atlanta Hawks, get them
Atlanta
up
Hawks
out of
beat
there.
them.
Get them up out of there.
I think Atlanta Hawks win.
I'm
not gonna lie to you. I think Atlanta Hawks win.
maybe they do because
See the
Atlanta
problem
Hawks.
they gave the Knicks and the Knicks in the finals.
Yeah, I think Atlanta
My
Hawks win.
point. Look at those ass teams that gave these teams who are over here in the East achieving problems.
That don't mean,
East
but
is
that
not
doesn't
weak, bro.
that doesn't make the
That's
Hawks.
fair.
That doesn't
That-
make the
I
Hawks
disagree.
ass.
That's just my
I feel
opinion.
where you're coming from,
That's my
but
opinion.
I
If they
feel
play
where you're
well
coming
enough,
from. I
yeah.
don't. I just disagree. Like
That's
I don't.
fair.
I feel like the West is harder, but the East
Yeah.
is still rough.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this too. Back to the Jaylen Brown thing. I believe he gets so much flack because he's a outspoken, intelligent black man. I really believe it. Like he's not a typical NBA player.
Yeah.
Dude is a genius.
No, he is a brainiac.
And so it's
He's a
like,
brainiac.
well, and then he doesn't try to fit the NBA narrative that they want players to have. He doesn't try to do that. As a matter of fact, he even comes out and purposely opposes it. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that that's why he be under such. I believe that that's why they don't give him credit.
Okay.
I believe that's why they criticize him as much as they do. They find all his weak points. They don't talk about his high points because he is not what they want.
Coming in as a rookie, you know, they have like strengths and weaknesses and areas of opportunities, right? They give the players, right? His areas of opportunities, he was too smart to play basketball.
Yeah.
He probably wasn't going to last.
Man,
My issue with Stephen A and the guys like Jay Will and them, they pretty much told him to shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
He told a black athlete
Yup.
as a black professional to shut up and dribble.
Mm-hmm.
I just was offended by that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I was mad offended by that. And it's like, you keep saying, oh, I don't care, Perk. Like, I don't care they came back from, they lost a 3-1 lead. Joel Embiid came back in game 4. And he averaged 16 fouls a game.
Bro.
All he did was flop all
And
over the floor.
you see the way he was
Wait,
flopping,
you
bro?
said the nigga averaged 16 fouls?
16 foul called on Joel
On him,
Embiid.
Oh, okay. I'm about
On
to
him.
say.
No, on him.
Right.
And he was flopping all over the place. When they played the Knicks, they gave him nothing.
Right. That's a fact.
They gave him nothing. That's why
That's
they
a
got
fact.
swept. And during the Celtics series, he got every single call.
Yup.
He was just running into people and falling and just walking
Man.
to the line.
So is that an NBA narrative to make Jaylen Brown look bad because Jason Tatum was around?
that was some sort of agenda,
could
bro.
be.
Because we know these games are rigged. I can talk
Could
about that.
be.
I can
Jaylen-
talk about that game 5 with the Spurs and the Thunder all day.
Jaylen Brown got called for 11 offensive fouls for a push off that Shea does every time he dribbled the ball.
I remember that. Yeah.
Well, you see Shea and them just put out the cease and desist against Underdog for the the flop.
And Underdog said we will not.
I don't think Shaq has ever got 11 offensive foul calls in the series. Shit. I don't even think Shaq has ever got 11 offensive foul calls in the series, bro.
That's unprecedented.
That's clearly what they clearly took that series from them, bro.
While we're here on sports and NBA basketball, what are your predictions for Game 7?
I'm gonna put it this way.
Oh shit!
After watching Game 6, I know this: the refs was letting them play.
They were.
That was very true.
They was not calling.
That's because the refs fucked up Game 5.
Bro, let me tell you something.
They fucked up Game 5, and you had to let them boys
That's
cook.
a fact.
Y'all fucked up. That turnover. Hold on, let me.
ISO.
That was the most egregious shit I have seen out of the NBA after the challenge has been introduced. After all of the replay has been introduced. Dog, it was clear as day that the ball went off of Chet's foot. There was so much lollygagging and bullshitting around between the OKC players and the ref on the inbound, and we've got a whole fucking clear view of the goddamn San Antonio coach in front of the fucking referee's face going just like this.
Yep.
And the ref running past him like, oh, I'm looking down here. Dog, bro, that shit blew me. Them boys had just came back from a 19-point deficit. They got it down to about 10 or 8 points. And that right there was a pivotal moment because the coach blew up. You got the gimme with Shea getting the free throw. And it was able to slow the game down, calm down their momentum, and get that points fluctuating between the teams again to where they kept their sizable lead and the game ended up being the game.
Yeah.
I've never in any of my years watching basketball ever seen this critical of a moment in basketball and see a team so relaxed in my life and like laughing and joking on the bench.
Bro.
Like OKC know that they're okay.
Yeah.
And whoever's in charge is going to make sure that they're okay.
Yep.
See?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm just
got
like,
niggas making TikTok dances and stuff.
bro, like these niggas,
Man.
I've never seen no shit like this, bro. Like the camera go on the bench and Shea and Jalen is cracking jokes and shit.
playing with each other
It's
and
the
stuff.
third, it's the middle of the third quarter.
Hey,
They are. They are playing with each other.
Crazy.
But I didn't mean like that. But they was.
Yeah. But no, it's clearly something going on with that. Like, I mean, we know throughout the years with Donahue and all that NBA games have been rigged, and I don't want to feel like it's wrestling or nothing like that.
It is.
It is. It's professional wrestling.
Yeah,
brother.
but
it's K-Fob.
This don't even take
K-Fabe.
OKC take the fun out of basketball, man.
Bro.
See, but hold on.
Let me go. I've been waiting, Nick.
I gotta rebuttal that.
Oh my God.
I gotta rebuttal that.
They do.
It's so funny that niggas say that, but for the past 2-3 years, niggas been dick riding OKC talking about they want to see him win.
I've hated them.
And as soon as
I
them
didn't.
entire time.
I wasn't saying
Okay,
that.
go ahead.
the general consistency behind OKC and Shea and Chet is that people wanted to see them win.
No, the general consensus was that was a team that the NBA was pushing. And like Art said earlier, he had said they'll build a narrative so much that they'll say, oh, this narrative is true.
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody want them niggas to win? Bro, like, Nick, they were just like, yo, SGA and the Thunder, they the team now.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's
For sure.
fair. That's fair.
And so like, I when he said they take the fun out, I'm like, bro, the fact, I want to say, I can't remember which game it was, but they had said it was in one game where Shea 11 times, I want to say 11 to 12 times, shot the ball and fell after shooting it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, just hoop. Because it was even one play last night when Victor, when Wembanyama had like stepped up on him, right? Shea got to mixing them up, hit the fadeaway, and Wembanyama fell to the floor and everything. I'm like, nigga, you can hoop. Just hoop.
Right.
Like, stop trying to draw the foul. Stop trying to flail. Stop trying to get this contact that's not even happening. Nigga, just hoop. And it's not just him. Like I said, the whole team do it. And that's why I was saying, you see, when the rep, and it's crazy to me because in game 5, SGA shot 17 free throws. Last night in game 6.
He hit 17.
Yeah,
I know you
and
ain't talking about
night,
nobody shooting no fucking free
Hold
throws
on,
in no
hold
fucking
on.
game when your mans did that shit.
Hold on, wait. Last night, he only shot 3. Only 3. You see what I'm saying?
Don't be talking about niggas shooting free throws and your mans was the king of that shit when he was motherfucker.
Who?
Who else?
I don't know who you talking about.
Flash.
Flash had 2-year window where he shot free throws. That's it. He played 16
Oh,
years.
he talking about the
He
2006
played
finals.
16
This
years.
nigga,
You
he's
goddamn
scoring, bro.
right.
He's scoring.
I'm scoring as fuck.
Yeah, he's talking about the 06 finals.
Oh, the 06 finals?
Average
He- I think he got the most.
Average
I
19
ain't gonna
free
lie.
throws over 4
Hey,
games.
this
Okay.
nigga shot
He just
98
clearly
free throws.
unstoppable.
No, wait, hold
Fuck
on,
outta
Art.
here.
This nigga
Fuck
shot
outta
98 free throws. That's the most in finals history. Nobody else ever shot that
in
much in
4
finals history.
games.
Okay.
No, it was 6.
Yeah, 6
Yeah.
games, but he averaged 19 and 4.
Do you see the force he played with?
the force?
Did you ever see him flop one time?
I seen that nigga run into people at all
Did
fucking
you see
games.
him flop one time?
Nigga out there playing like a fucking
you see him
crash.
flop
He's
one
trying
time?
to get to the rim,
Nigga
though.
running like a running
Did you see
back.
him flop one time?
Fuck out of here.
I just want to say is this, though. When y'all say predictions for game 7, I ain't gonna lie. I think the Spurs might do it, but the NBA interest might have the Thunder still winning.
Nah,
But-
pick a
but you
side.
see-
Pick a side. Pick
No,
a team.
I'm saying that just, but you see how when they play straight up, the Spurs whoop they ass.
They can't
So-
play the Spurs straight up.
Yeah,
They'll
bro.
lose.
But
They'll
I
lose.
believe the Thunder gonna win because game 7 is at home.
Yeah,
I believe the Thunder going
I
to the
believe the
finals,
Thunder
man.
gonna win it, but if you let them play, Spurs are gonna beat the shit out of them.
For
Yeah,
me,
facts.
for me, fuck that shit. And I'm a Shea fan. I like Shea. I like his game. I'm also.
Well, I like him when he hoop.
I used to be a James Harden fan. So all of the
You're part of the problem.
I'm
But
absolutely
James
part of the
Harden
problem.
James Harden was never bad as Shea though.
No,
I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, he was.
No, he
Yes,
wasn't. He
Yes,
wasn't.
he
He was.
No,
bro,
I'm
he
telling
wasn't
you.
as bad as
I'm
that
telling
nigga.
you,
bro.
we used to
He was
argue
bad.
about basketball. I used to tell you.
He's bad.
No, I knew he was a foul baiter, but he wasn't as bad as Shea.
Yeah, he is.
All right.
No,
he
he
is.
just no. They're around the same. The problem with OKC is that all of their team gets preferential treatment.
That's true. You're right about that.
It was just James Harden.
used to be James Harden
It was
over there with
just James
PJ
Harden.
Tucker.
That was it.
Okay.
Like, that was it.
Like,
So,
nigga, everybody on that team is floppy. The least floppiest player is probably Chet.
No, he not. Bro, last night that nigga had Mr. Alley-oop
I said
and
the
trying to
least-
act like a nigga swept
No, he's
him.
super
And
floppy.
then they played the
He's
replay
a
and that
floppy.
nigga did not
They
touch
all
him.
floppy. I'm just saying he's probably the least floppy for as
No,
much as
he's
he
not.
is
no,
floppy.
he's the most floppy.
Yeah,
I
Chet-
think Chet to me is worse than SGA, bro.
Oh.
Bro, yeah.
He's worse than SGA.
Bro, yeah, he get on my nerves, bro.
Moving into this last topic before we get the pod after pod. You guys have up here fatherhood and marriage versions of yourself versus unfiltered version of yourself. Do you guys really want to do this over here on the tube, or y'all want to take this to Patreon? Because this sounds like y'all might want to just be able to talk y'all shit, and if they see it, they see it. If they know, they know. I can save y'all and get y'all up out of here.
I mean, well, what you feeling, bro?
Or y'all somewhere in the middle.
Don't do that.
Cause
I'm here all weekend.
right. Because I don't even know we weren't necessarily about to talk about like situations. We just talking about how we literally have to like.
This topic turns
Create
into,
two versions.
people talking about situations.
No, we can talk about it here because it's not like
It's not
Nothing-
crazy.
yeah, it's not crazy.
all right,
It's
well,
not
okay,
crazy.
all right.
This was a genuine conversation we had
Yeah.
on the phone the other day.
All right, let's go.
So basically, like what I had, me and Art was on the phone the other day, and I just like was talking about. I'm like, man, you know what's crazy? How it was actually the thought came out of what he says. He says like the family version that you'll find that over there on Instagram. Here's where you find the real me. This is where I live. You know what I'm saying? And like I was like, man, it's something how too you really do have to like separate versions of yourself. And I'm not even saying it's not even like a disingenuous thing. It's like, okay, this is the version that I need to be so the house can have structure and stability. You know what I'm saying? But I know this is who I really am on us. Like when it comes to my thoughts, like it's certain things that I don't act out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this is how I need to be over here. You know what I'm saying? This is what I need to be for the house to be successful, for the wife to have peace with you, and for the kids to see a good balanced version of you. And then it's like the version you have, like I say, when you're most authentic, when you probably like around your friends. You know what I'm saying? And you just kicking it. You're not amongst people where you really gotta filter and do things that you gotta filter. And I was just saying it's just something how you basically gotta separate the two. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's the conflict because you can feel it can get to a point to where you can feel like, man, I'm putting a cap on myself, but at the same time, it's necessary. So it's almost kind of like when you're going into the workplace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be professional,
Right.
but it is moments too
That's
where you
code switching.
Yeah. It's always like you code switching with your household. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But then it's like at the same time too, it's like you still got to filter in sometimes versus yourself was like, oh nah, like don't get this misunderstood. Like this is who I am, and you need to understand this. So it's like, but
Go ahead, Art.
Well, what I'll say is, like Nick used to, he would discuss previously how like the labels, the record labels, they have that gatekeepers to the clout, right?
Mm-hmm.
In marriages, the wife is the gatekeeper to the peace, right? So
Do the knowledge, nigga.
when you and it's just like that, you know. So in a marriage, from my experience, the wife, especially when you are a parent, like marriage is so different for me from before I was a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was a parent, there wasn't a sense of a refinement of myself, a refined version of art. I can kind of just be art, right? Of course, when you're in a relationship, you can't like show all facets of yourself because you got like the guy's art. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but it wasn't. I didn't have to necessarily refine. Like when you become a parent, the wife's expectation of you is the father, the head of the household, and then you have to kind of play that role and become the structured version of you. And it's like, to me, it's necessary because the wife is always concerned with the well-being of the child.
Mm-hmm.
And how things turn out with the child and what the child sees and how they grow and how we work together to water this seed and how that and what you have to become in the household, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the duality of a person. So it's like when I say, okay, on the show, this is the real me, I'm not necessarily saying this is the real me. This is not like the structured version of art. This is the art that can be childish. I can't be childish in front of my son.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I can't be so silly in front of my son. Not saying that I can't be myself in front of my son, but children need structure. They need a structured environment. They need a safe environment where that you could water that flower and it grows, right? And women, they want to see that. They want to see that version of you, and because they're their version of themselves. You know what I'm saying? They not the girl that be on the phone with their girls to 3 a.m. talking shit about the housewives. They not doing that in front of their kids.
Some of them,
but the minority,
the good ones.
The good ones are not doing that, right? They're being the mother.
How many of us have them?
They're being the mother that they think is the best version of a mother that they can be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that they this is what I see myself. It's a duality of them too.
Absolutely.
Like this is my version of what a mother's supposed to look like.
Yeah,
so of course they're gonna project that energy onto you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like if we walking around like some of my brothers I know, I just gotta be myself. You know what I'm saying? I've heard like a brother too. Like
I've heard niggas say
I
that
just
too.
gotta be myself.
Heard niggas
You know,
say
like
that too, yeah.
you know, I'm gonna listen to Sauce Walker in front of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna listen to Trick Daddy in front of my kids. I'm bumping that shit while
All
they
day, every day.
picking them up from school, and you know, and to me, that's them fighting the structured version that you would like to provide to your kids.
This is good music, though.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's good music for adults.
Doug Holiday is good.
Hey, well,
For
I
adults.
remember this nigga is unmarried.
Yeah.
Unmarried with no kids.
Unmarried with no kids, so yeah.
It's good music. It's
Hey,
good.
just
You feel what I'm saying? You know how you watch those movies where it's just like a father finally has a drink with his son at 28, and he's like,
Yeah.
I thought this
at 28.
or 28 or
28.
25 or 21, whatever. When he becomes a grown, when the son becomes a man, you know, you feel what I'm saying?
Not my pappy.
This nigga can't help to be
he
but be a
can't.
nigga.
But
like
anyway,
he can't help himself.
I grew up as a nigga. What you want?
No, but I'm saying this nigga just so niggified. Like
I grew up as a nigga, but go ahead.
But when you see we talk about the movies, we ain't talking about real life, right?
Right.
Let's talk about real life.
But I'm just saying it's examples of a father finally giving them their son a side of them that they never had. That's
Yeah.
the
Right,
point
right,
I'm trying to make,
absolutely.
That's it.
right? And I just think it's really that. but you also being a parent, being a husband, those are jobs. Being
Absolutely.
a father is a job. Being
Absolutely.
a husband is a job.
Absolutely.
And there is a level of code switching in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I don't think it is necessarily anything wrong with it. I just think it's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, like I said, like it's necessary. And to add to a point you said, because you told me about you told me it was I don't know if it was like your friend's mother had said to you basically like y'all seen the doing something when y'all was adults. I was like, man, we never knew that you enjoyed this kind of stuff. And she was like, well, y'all didn't need to know that.
She bought us a keg.
That's what it was. Yeah,
she bought us a keg, and I was like, whoa! Like she bought us a keg, and then she bought like some. She might have bought one of the guys some papers like for some weed or something like that, like some rolling papers. And we was just out kicking it, and I was like, damn, Miss John, I didn't know you was that cool. And she was like,
right.
You're not supposed to.
Right. That's
like,
what it was.
You're not supposed to. Like if I'm doing this and you're a kid, like how do I expect for you to respect me on a certain level?
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
Do the knowledge,
so
nigga.
it's everything comes with time. She like, y'all grown men, y'all got your own cribs, y'all work. I don't have to be your overseer, front face.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I know y'all drink beer. So that's why I just bought a keg, because it was, if y'all gonna be drinking all night, it's only $100. Like, you feel
Good
what I'm
looking.
saying?
Good
Blessings.
looking.
So good looking.
Blessings.
So I mean, that's why I say I think it's necessary, bro.
It's
Like,
necessary. It's appropriate.
To just piggyback and I'm not rebuttaling, but just to speak to what y'all saying. For me, what it sounds like, this is the difference between responsibility and non-responsibility. When you are the head of a household, when you are a spouse, when you are a provider, when you are a parent, there's a certain responsibility that comes with that. And you have to try to meet that responsibility in order on the other side to get the respect you're looking for when you fulfill said responsibility. This is twofold.
Yeah.
Your wife will not respect you if you are not keeping up with your responsibilities the way they need to be kept with. Your child is not going to respect you if you are not keeping up with your responsibilities in a way where they have to respect you. When you with the homies, I don't need the motherfucking hold up shit, nigga. Hey, nigga, pass the drink, nigga.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the homies. Like, we're just here in fellowship. I'm not responsible for nothing.
Right. I don't have to take care of you. Yeah.
Over here, I'm responsible for you financially, spiritually, morally, emotionally, ethically. There's a laundry list of what I'm supposed to do as a man as well as this woman in this situation, whether we're just interacting with each other or with this child present. On the other side of that, where you can quote unquote be the real you, it's not necessarily you being the real you. This is just you being lax.
Yeah.
This is just me being
You off work.
I'm off work. I'm off the clock.
Yeah.
And so even me, like, no, I don't have any kids, and no, I don't have I don't have any kids, and I'm not in a particular situation in a particular type of way. But there are situations in my life where I interact with certain people, and I do have to put on that hat. And I do have to move a particular way. I do have to carry myself a particular way, talk a particular way. And the thing for me is, I'll just keep it real. I'm a very selfish nigga. I'm a very, very selfish person. But I've always felt like, well, I'm being selfish with the most precious thing to me, and that's my life. And so to speak to you gentlemen, both of y'all are married, you know what I'm saying? Kid situations, this, that, and the third. You gentlemen have chosen to be selfless the majority of the time and get your selfishness in a minority type of time. I haven't come to that conclusion yet. I'm getting close to it. I'm walking up on that shit. I'm walking dead into it, right? That's another thing. I know what comes with that though. And so that really just speaks to men in general, because we just talking about men right here. We just talking about heterosexual shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about all that. You got it sound like that when you type them letters out. I'm not talking all of that. What I'm saying is this.
Don't get a shadow man. Let's go.
Right. Oh, no, he did good though.
Okay.
He did. He did good.
For a real man, being selfless is really the goal.
Yeah.
Being selfless is really how you truly unlock yourself.
True.
This is how you get to your final form. This is how you get to that most pristine version of yourself. And once you've unlocked that, when you get the chance to be this over here, oh man, you gonna probably be the most lit you ever been.
Be wilding out,
it's
baby.
Like, look, you see what the fuck I've been doing and what I've been dealing with?
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm finna let loose.
I earned this. I'm gonna let my hair down.
You feel me? You gonna look at your girl and be like, hey, shorty, hey, deal with it. All right, you don't like it, go home.
Yeah,
Shit,
all right,
fuck it. I'm about to get my shit
See,
off.
this nigga still ain't married. Cause you see how he just said that?
I'm about to get
He
my
don't
shit
know.
off. Yeah. I'm about to get my shit
He
off.
don't know.
And I may never be married, but I might be in a situation where I got a
I got
companion,
you,
and
yeah.
I'm that's me still being selfish because if you love me for who I am, let me get my shit off. Because if you, on the other side of that, we let the women get their shit off all the time. We allow that grace all day, every day. I gotta get some time to do that shit.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna blow a gasket.
Yeah.
But that's where you run into women who actually respect you. Not only is the woman gonna let you get your shit off, she's gonna create the time for you to do it.
Yeah.
And she might even set up the situation for you to do it where it ain't gonna be self-destructive. And she's gonna let loose with you because she likes that version of you over here just as much as she liked that version of you over there.
Right.
But see, that's a whole different conversation
And
that I
that's
don't want to get into.
And that's because that's predicated to understanding. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? A lot of because that'd be the problem with a lot of couples. They don't understand each other.
No,
but,
because a lot of niggas just out here dealing with each other. You
Yeah.
got a lot of homeless sexuals out here. You know what I'm saying?
Homeless sexual.
Homeless
Yeah,
sexual.
homeless sexuals.
But yeah,
the
and
knowledge,
that's
nigga.
what I was saying too. So it's like, not even necessarily like when it came to the topic, it was like not even necessarily the real version of yourself, but like I said, the fatherhood, husband version of yourself versus the unfiltered version of yourself. So basically, this is a filtered version of you, but it is still you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so it's like
all of these.
It's a
Yeah.
role.
Yeah, it's
all
a
of
role.
All of
Yeah.
these different
And it's-
faces make up you.
Yeah.
yeah,
makes
and
it-
it's
yeah.
is necessary because you see the kids that come up in these situations without that, and then look at how a lot of them turn out
Yeah.
when they don't have the parents knowing that, hey, okay, this is where I need to be structured, and this is where I need to be unfiltered. And then you got people that's being unfiltered to their kids and just projecting all their problems on them, and then they developing their issues.
You know what? I hear you, but on the other side of that, I've seen people come from 2-parent households and be pieces of shit. I've seen people.
That's true.
I've seen
For sure.
people come from foster care and be the most excellent adults you've ever seen.
That's true too.
I really think character just falls down to you
What
and
you
what
want. What
you
you want.
want.
It's what
Yeah.
you want. Bro.
What
That's
you
a
want.
fact.
Character
That's a fact.
falls down to what you want,
And
bro.
and here goes the thing, and then we'll get to the outro of the show, and then we'll get over to Patreon. At the end of the day, most people want to play the game on easy. And when you play the game on easy, it doesn't require you to color within the lines. And when you don't have to color within the lines, there's no discipline, structure, or consistency. When you used to color in the lines, the niggas that's really cold at drawing will understand me. Before you got to start the shading in, you outline the black line first. You get a nice, deep, rich color around that outline, right? Because that's the true color of what you needed to look. And then you shade, and then you shade, and then you bring that color up to match that outline. There's a discipline in that. There's a structure in that. There's a step-by-step routine to that really speaks to a person following something. When you used to just scribble on some shit, you just scribble and be done with it. It was easy. I'm done with it. It was quick. It's the shortcut. Most people want to take the shortcut at all given times.
Yeah.
And they've been pacified, or they feel like they weren't pacified enough. It's a double-edged sword when it comes to people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the people who have the discipline, the people who command respect, and the people who move a particular type of way, regardless whether you like them or not, you can't do nothing but respect them. And so that's what speaks back to just you gentlemen and you following said things over here and being able to let loose over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, let me hit the genties for you.
Yeah, man.
Let me hit the genties for these niggas over here.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Y'all did good for y'all little first episode, man. Shit, Brother James, tell these motherfucking niggas where they can find you.
Brother James 14 everywhere. It is your favorite man of God. Brother James. You look me up, you type in Brother James, you'll find me, amen. Hey, the Walking Contradiction podcast on the Bourbon Boys Network. New episodes dropping whenever I drop them. Hey, man. Y'all get in tune with your boy. I love this.
So we got the gunshots over the church music. They really did clone Tyrone. But my name is Home Team Art, and you can find me on Facebook and IG at hometeam.art.
Liquid me, really wine.
Clone Tyrone.
Yo, I'm read reviews at Bourbon Boy Read. Make sure y'all go to Patreon. Make sure y'all put in the Bourbon Boys Network. That's BURBAN Network on Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Please make sure you go on Spotify. Look up all the shows. All the shows are on Spotify. They're anywhere that you find podcasts. We've got new shows rolling out. We've got new stuff coming out. This is a new show. I said these gentlemen to be out in June. Here it is. It's fucking June.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Let's
Hey,
go.
get over to Patreon. We out of here.
Yeah.